Hello all. It's late Sunday morning today, and I've been through a long ride last almost entire last week. So I gave my Sunday morning ride a miss to get some rest and relaxation, and then we'll resume from next week. So the purpose of today's vlog is to do a short ownership review of my brand new KTM 390 Adventure 2022 November model, and this is the latest model available in the market at this point of time. So yes, I'll turn it over to the bike and let's talk more about the bike. Okay, so this is my bike. It is in this it's called electric orange probably. It's got, you know, this orange panels here with a blue and a satin blue kind of finish. Very nice to, you know, touch, feel and see. So this is a November 2022 model. Technically model year, if you see, it is a 23 model, because this is the current model what's available at this point. And yes, let's talk about the bone stock bike first and then come to the rest of the accessories. So the bone stock bike typically comes without any accessories, my friends, without any accessories. Whatever you're seeing here, there are tons of accessories here on this bike. So this bike comes bare bone stock. So if I compare the 2020 and 2021 bike with this one, the 22/23 model, KTM has done tons of changes, not only on the exterior colors but also deep in the skin as well, right? So you may want to know what they are, right? What they are, for example, you know, the spoke wheels, sorry, the alloy wheels. The alloy wheels have here on the 22/23 model, the alloy wheels have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 spokes, right? And what I understood is the older model had 12 probably. So that, yes, that's one area where they achieved some weight reduction and also more reinforcement, and they say KTM claims that these are stronger compared to the earlier one for whatever reason, right? That's one change. And one major issue what used to happen in the 2020 and 21 model is the stalling issue. So the stalling issue has been completely eliminated on this model. I've done about close to 5,000 kilometers in last 3 months, 4 months, and out of that 5,000, I happened to do all the 2,400 kilometers last 1 week alone. So it's a lot of riding last 1 week and totally loved it. So yes, that's one change. Absolutely no stalling. And you know, another issue what KTM 390 Adventure owners used to face was the low end issues, right? So they used to feel that bike had very bad low end for some reason, and you had to really keep it at, you know, 4,000 rpm etc in every gear to be able to sustain. But currently, you know, this bike, they not sure what they have done. They definitely tuned the map accordingly, and believe me or not, I was riding in the hills, and in the third gear I was able to do easy 30 kilometers per hour. 30 kilometers per hour in a third gear from a KTM is unheard of. And especially you know, whoever I spoke to, they said, wow, that's amazing. And you know, I'm coming from the first generation Duke 390. I've had it in the 2014, and back in 2017 I've had the third gen 390, which was more tamed and more refined, I would say, from an overall drivetrain point of view. But 2014 was a beast, believe me. And that bike always had to be kept at above 4,000 rpm, no matter which gear you are, had to be kept. So it wouldn't like anything below that. So this is very unlike that model, right? And very tractile, I would say, very tractile, very tractable, from point of being able to ride it in the lower gears, or higher gears at a lower speed and all those things. And yes, that's one point which I would say. And overall, they've done little bit of changes everywhere, be it any kind of complaints what were received earlier in the earlier models. They keep continuously improving the product. And the best part or the worst part is they don't tell about it. So that's something what is there. So yes, that is the difference between the stock bike from 2020 2021 and the latest one. So heating, absolutely no, I haven't faced any specific major heating issues as such so far. It's pretty well managed heat management. And yes, I'm running the stock coolant at this point. I have not done any kind of engine ice, etc., nothing of that sort. Very stock setup at this point with respect to coolant and engine oil. No specific changes there. So yes, let's talk about the accessories, right? So why do you need accessories on a bike, any bike for that matter, right? So accessories primarily are choice of the owner, right? So if I am going to ride this bike, I am going to make it to my liking and fancy, and also utility purpose, right? I want to address couple of shortcomings, or I want to make it yours basically, right? Nothing more than that. So what have I done, right? So yes, one thing, the first one I want to talk about is I have a quad lock setup on my mobile. So hence I have a quad lock on all my bikes, right? This particular quad lock setup is from the US. It's a pro variant, and it comes with a dampener, right? So why the dampener? So dampener, if you know about this, I think issue was first reported on the iPhone, where cameras conked off because of the vibrations, etc. So I don't have an iPhone, but still I have this dampener setup. I think it's working really well. Amazing actually. So that is one. And yes, that is sitting on a GPS mount, which is again from Motoren. So yeah, you can look up these products on their respective manufacturer websites, and I'm sure you can order it from there. That's the second one. Then the third one is the Mad Dog Scout X setup. So this is my Scout X setup. I've got these filters also, they're always on that. So it's a Scout X setup, and this clamp what you see here is also from Mad Dog, specific to KTM 390 Adventure, and specific to the Scout X only. If you're planning to go for Alphas, there is a different clamp which is available from them. Yes, I have done all the wiring harness. Wiring is a pro harness, and the switch here what you see is also a pro switch. That is the third one. Okay, moving to the fourth one here would be Fuel X Pro, right? So yes, I'm not going to talk about Fuel X Pro, what it does, etc., but I think all of you are pretty much aware. Basically it optimizes your air fuel mixture to ensure bike gets sufficient or a decent mixture, appropriate mixture of fuel. So yes, that is there. And I have these maps on this, right, which I can toggle from minus to plus, which is map 1 to map 9 or 10, right? So for a typical use in the plains and city and highway, I run on maps 7 or 8 typically. So 7 or 8 gives me a very smooth ride, and believe me, this one further enhances the tractability of the bike, right? Not that the tractability of the bike in the 2022 22/23 model is bad. Definitely it's a improvement over the predecessor, but this one takes it a notch higher, right? So it doesn't mean that you cannot ride this bike without the Fuel X. You definitely can. It's your choice, right? So this is something which I have got. And yeah, the main unit is housed under the seat here, rear seat, so I put it there. And yeah, the next one what I have on the bike is this, my friends, the neck brace, again from Motoren. This neck brace is from Motoren, and it's available on their website if still in stock. So what is that? What this typically does is, right, what I found when I was riding this bike at say second or third gear, and when the engine shudders a bit, right, this entire headlight goes this way. This entire headlight assembly keeps moving horizontally, right? Horizontally, like this, as if somebody is saying no, 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 type of thing, right? So that particular problem was solved to 100% after I got the neck brace. Yeah, it's an aluminum piece which basically connects to the headlight and to the chassis frame, and then regulates that particular movement or contains it to a large extent. So that is one. And next I got this ProSpec bottle holder, right? So this typically sits on the tag sits on the stock engine guard, and then this is useful to carry a bottle of water. And I always carry 1 liter Bisleri or Kinley, whatever here available, so that you're hydrated all the time. So very important accessory. Next one is the Carbon Racing side stand extender. My apologies guys, bike is quite dirty. So this is after the last week's 2400 kilometer run. I am yet to clean the bike, so please bear with that. So yes, this is a side stand extender from Carbon Racing, doing a neat job in terms of holding the bike firm. And the next one is the center stand. Yes, center stand is from Mad Over Bikes. Let me show you on the other side. There's a branding, I think. Yeah. So this is from Mad Over Bikes, and this typically connects onto the subframe here, and it just sits there, and bolt on type, very easy to install, but takes a bit of time because of the narrow spaces to put the bolt, etc. So yes, this one is super useful if you need to clean the chain or loop the chain or load the luggage on the bike or whatever. And you might have a question, right? So you put this center stand, what if you go off-roading? Does it touch? What I have done so far is I've done light to medium trails and off-roads, and never did this stand touch or bounce down, right? Never. So absolutely not. But there was one huge speed breaker which was totally uncalled for, something like this type. I went over that. Let me show you something like almost this kind of a speed breaker, right? I found near the toll gate, and I went over that. That time, yes, I observed that stand did touch, and it's expected, right? Look at that height of that, so it's expected to touch, so absolutely no complaints there. Then the next one I have is fork spools, right? Fork sliders, again from Motoren. You can look up, decent product, nicely built. So yes, that's something which is there to protect your forks. And as we move back, I have this GV tank setup on the which is specific to a bike, specific to this bike. And since I have the GV tank bag which I use on my other bike as well, so I thought I should get this mount, so that I can use the same tank bag on both the bikes. And not a great fan of tank bags which sit on the tank and Probably I don't like it as much, but I use it on my Bullet, the magnetic one, but I don't want to put it on this. Since I already have that GV tank bag, I thought I should get this tank bag mount from GV and use this. So very nice, very neat setup. uh, Next one is the handlebar trail pack. Handlebar trail pack. This handlebar trail pack is again from Viaterra. So this costed about, say, some 500 or 600, something like that. And yeah, it just sits onto the handlebar with these velcros. What is there down? There are 4 or 5 points which are available, and very useful to carry, your bills, toll bills, petrol, and keep your keys and change, etc., on the go. So that's something which I got. And the next one is yes, of course, the Adventure saddle stays what I have. So this setup is going to be very useful even if you want to put saddlebags. That's one. I have Viaterra saddlebags at home. I think Condor 2 up is what I have. So yes, very useful and very solid construction, my friends. Never go by saying that it's plastic, is it strong enough and all that. No, it's very strong. And this particular plastic is I think Ravi was mentioning me that it's a aerospace grade plastic, so it's quite durable and tough. And Carbon Racing also has these boxes which can just latch onto this, right? So that is something, it's ready for those boxes. And you have these points here, right? If suppose you keep a bag, duffel bag, trail bag, whatever bag here, you can tie it with your bungee cords and etc., right? So very useful accessory on any bike, and this one definitely should have. Yes, and what you see here behind is the Motoren top rack, all aluminium top rack from Motoren, and this costs around about 4,000 rupees, and very neatly done, my friend, very neatly done, and sits so seamlessly on the bike. You can see it, it's an aluminium one and sits so seamlessly on the bike. And this particularly not only enhances the look of the bike, but also improves the luggage carrying capacity and options, right? So if for example if I'm doing a pillion, right, if I'm doing a pillion, the luggage options I would be left out with would be saddlebags, one. Then I can have a top box, or I can have a tail bag mounted here and fixed to these hooks. That's one. And then of course I can have my tank bag as well, right? That is with a pillion. If I don't have a pillion, right, options are unlimited, right? So I can carry whatever I want, right? I can carry a tail bag here, I can carry a saddle bag here, I can carry top box, I can carry another tail bag here, and do a lot of luggage carrying on this bike. So that's one. And okay, so those are the accessories what I have on the top. And then yes, of course, the air filter on this bike is not the stock. It is stock replacement from BMC, which is a performance filter. So that's something which is there inside the box there. Yes, that has definitely improved the breathability of the bike, and while it works along with the Fuel X, really amazing. And you can feel the difference instantaneously from a stock bike versus this one. That's one. And I've not done any modifications on the stock exhaust is absolutely how it came from the factory, no changes whatsoever. But yes, I would love if I can make or do something so that the bike can breathe better from an exhaust point of view. That's one. But I haven't done anything so far. And you see these lovely trail packs. These are specifically made for 390 Adventure. Can go on 250 and 390. And yes, will go definitely with the stock engine guard. So they mount, they have 3-point mount system here. What you see, 1, 2 and 3. And you can store any kind of knickknacks or anything, be it your even bathroom chappals, right, as you go on the go, etc., whatever, right, you can carry whatever. And these are not waterproof, but water resistant, I would say. Heavy rains, it will not take it. So yes, my friends, so those are pretty much the accessories what I have on the bike, and quite an comprehensive list. I'm sure you believe that. And what else? And what is my review of this bike, right? Review of this bike is, for example, any adventure bike, right? You're absolutely free to ride it the way you like it, in stock or accessories, whatever. But believe me, when you get the choice of your accessories on your bike, you make it to your liking, and you pretty much enjoy the whole setup, right? So that's what it is in front of you. So I did about close to last 1 week. I did 2 trips. The first one was to Bangalore to Madikeri, which was about close to 700 kilometers up and down, and that was one that I did on last Saturday and Sunday. And then Tuesday to Wednesday I did Hyderabad. This is the trip what you see in front of you. The 1200 plus kilometers was the one I did to Hyderabad, and I'm nearing 5,000 kilometer mark on the bike, right? 5,000 kilometer mark on the bike, and bike has done absolutely fantastic so far. Really loved every kilometer I logged on this bike, and bike has become much smoother as I run it, right? So that's something which is there. Everything is amazing, my friends. Everything is amazing on the bike, but there would always be that one or two areas, right, which you felt or which you feel could have been better. So that also applies even to this bike, right? There's no perfect bike in this universe. So every bike has its own pros and cons. So in terms of pros, we spoke a lot about the bike and its capability in terms of touring. You can keep 100 to 125 speeds on expressways easily. I'm on the conservative side. I don't do very high speeds on smaller bikes, but I think 125 is something which this can do. 125 to 140 is something which this bike can do all day long. And yes, since this bike is equipped with a dual purpose tires, it can do say 20 30 70 off-roading kind of thing. It can handle trails, it can handle a bit of off-roads, etc easily. So that's one thing. And with respect to mileage, right, I got about close to 36 kilometers per liter in my both my rides last week. So 36 is what it shows here, but typically when I ride and when I'm doing tank full to tank full and all those things, it is definitely delivering 30 plus mileage without any doubt. So absolutely 30 plus of this capacity is really amazing, and that's something very good. And braking department KTM, you cannot have complaints. It's super slick braking, and really top of the notch brakes what is available. And another thing is the electronics package, right? Electronics package on this bike is something no other bike can come close, my friends. No other bike. Many super bikes do not have all these features, right? So what are those features, right? There are tons of features here on the bike, right? It's got ride modes, it's got ABS, switchable, it's got traction control, and you get into the menu, then whatnot, right? So there are so many options here. There is quick shifter, and quick shifter plus works beautifully. I've been doing clutchless downshifts. I've been doing clutchless upshifts. Downshifts I feel are more seamless than the upshifts, but upshifts are also very good. It all depends how you upshift, right? You need to give the transmission, let the transmission in, and then upshift and all those things, right? So it works very seamlessly for what it is there, right? That is a very good feature what has been given on the bike. Yeah, that is one. And then there are ride modes, trip data, etc. Tons of features, my friends. Absolutely something which you can really enjoy and play with all the time. So yes, let me fire up the bike and show you how it sounds right after 5,000 kilometers. Bike has gotten a lot smoother, my friends, a lot smoother. All right. So yes, now I'm coming to the cons, right? This is not a perfect bike either. Every bike will have its own cons, right? It's how you want to work around that and fix that con and make it to your liking. The first one is the rear suspension. The rear suspension, my friends, if you are, this is currently in the stock position, which is I think number 3, 1 to 3, third slot. So the stock position, this particular spring load or the rear suspension has absolutely no action, my friends, absolutely no action. I did try the position 2. It gets way too soft, so not to my liking as well. But this stock position at 3, if you are carrying a pillion, it does a wonderful job. It needs some amount of load as a pillion, another maybe 60 kgs or whatever, to be able to start working well. That's one. But still not up to the mark, right? Not up to the mark. And there are few solutions available aftermarket. One could be Lakshmi Garage solution. Then one could be the X-Pulse rear suspension. Multiple solutions available in the market to be able to address that, and that is something which I am going to look at as the next thing what I want to fix on this bike, right? And the next one is especially if you go off-roading or if you go on the trails, you fall short of the travel length of the front suspension, right? It's not as much, right? So there is a solution available for this as well, again from the same vendors. This basically is an open cartridge setup, as you see here, right? It's an open cartridge setup. They basically open this up and add an extra cartridge and get it to move much more, in the sense improve the travel length of the suspension. So that's one option, right? So those two are the ones. And seat, believe me, is good, slightly on the harder side, but it's again individual preference, my friends. So many people prefer harder seat, which they believe will give good comfort. I cannot comment on this seat saying that it's good or bad, because for sure I know there is issue with the rear suspension on this bike which need to be addressed first before I get to the seat. But since this seat is quite long and you are able to move around on the seat, stand up, move around and all that, get some air circulation while on the move. So yes, those two are the things what I felt is something which we can look at, or the cons from my point of view only. But believe me, every person can see things in a different way, and you might have some other cons, right? Please feel free to post in the comment section. Would love to hear from you what you feel as an owner, or as your experience of riding this bike. So yes, those are my initial thoughts after riding this bike for about 5,000 kilometers. I hope I was eligible to talk about these things with all of you. And yeah, so those are the points, my friends, and really look forward to hearing from each one of you in the comment section. Do let me know. Thank you so much for watching this vlog this morning, and I wish you all a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.